Evening. This is my second speech today about Egypt. I hope you are not bored about it. ICT and the road for using ICT as an enabler to move the country up forward. It all started in 2000 when we adopted ICT as a tool, as an enabler for building our knowledge society. We have an initiative, EASY, Egypt Information Society Initiative, where ICT plays the enabler role for moving the society ahead in different sectors. We are talking about e-health, we are talking about e-government, of course, we are talking about e-learning, and we are talking about e-inclusion. So this was the start at the time, and we had a plan, or had a framework for building our infrastructure for e-access, to have the country ready for using ICT by allowing access to citizens to the content provided by ICT. In this respect, we have a very ambitious plan for our communications infrastructure that has been successfully implemented. At the same time, we had two major initiatives that boosted this initiative, the EC initiative. One is allowing every home to access internet through the normal telephone line with no overheads, free internet. And the other one is allowing households to get computers based on their phone bills, fixed phone bills. So if you have a fixed phone, you are allowed to get a computer with a very small installments over 2 or 3 years. These two initiatives helped the use and access of content over internet quite rapidly in Egypt. Now in Egypt we have about 16 million people accessing internet. These are unique numbers without counting universities or government offices. Egypt is about 80 million. Just a few numbers to know how this has changed. When we started the initiative, we were talking about 2 million users of internet. Now we are talking about 16 million users of the internet. So we had a kind of a general roadmap, or defining where we want to go and how to do it, starting from access layer and building upon it to have content related to the citizens. The second thing, if you want to have this initiative booming and moving forward, we have to prepare the human resources. That's okay. No. That's fine. That's fine. And to do that, we launched a number of programs, technical programs, first to have the right technical people who can support the implementation of this plan. So we are talking about database administration, we are talking about security, we are talking about networking, we are talking about development tools, and so on. And we trained about 50,000 graduates a year to move forward with this initiative. We had to have strategic alliances with some companies, of some big IT companies, to transfer knowledge from these companies to our local companies, because we have to depend on our capacity to implement our systems. So we have this kind of strategic alliances. And when we started, we had, for example, 2 partners to Microsoft. Now we are talking about 20-something partners who have done work in our e-government program, and at the same time they are implementing new projects in the Gulf area and in Africa. So we understand that we have to rely on our own companies to build this infrastructure and to build this environment. Another thing is content. If you are going to lay down all these pipes and all these communication lines, what are the data or what are the information that the citizens need and should have? So we have implemented a number of initiatives also related to content, to provide content in digital format for the citizen. And at the same time, as a government, the government itself is pushing content in terms of services, in terms of information, in terms of laws and regulations and how to do things that are related to government and also the citizen is requesting. So moving forward, and if I can specify a little more about e-government because I was quite involved in this initiative. We started in 2003 with 2 services over the internet. We don't use internet as the new way to do things. It is just one channel. We are talking about new channels for delivering services because illiteracy rate in Egypt is quite high and not too many people are using internet. So internet is one way with 2 services. Now we have over 87 services over the internet, including payment and including multiple departments. But we have also other channels that are currently in place. We have now post offices. They provide this service on behalf of the citizen. We have service providers that can do the services on behalf of the citizen in remote areas. And we are now moving to mobile phones where we have 5 services waiting to be launched maybe this month for users of this channel of communication. So when we talk about internet, we are talking about new channels. It is not the only channel, it is not the channel. But also when we talk about services and moving services through different channels and using ICT in government, then you have to have a prepared back office. Because at the end, these services should be implemented on a back office system that has to be organized in a way that can deliver the services to the citizen. In this respect, we have implemented a framework and the infrastructure to interconnecting the databases of the government together, so the citizen does not have to move around looking for his or her documents. Just submit a request, and whatever information is needed from different departments are collected using this service or this back office interconnectivity. We talk about the back office, we talk about the front office, and we talked about the capacity building of the human resources in the government itself. ICDL now is becoming a mandatory requirement for getting hired in the government. We are trying to push people to get knowledge about using computers, and at the same time we have made some sort of a competition between the government entities to present their services on the web or even on the counters, the normal guichet, and those who win this service, they get a good amount of money prize that's distributed among the workers themselves, not the entity. So it's another incentive for people to do service in the right way. I don't want to talk too much about it. We had and still have a lot of challenges we need to discuss and empower. The e-governance model of the e-government, the legislations behind e-government, how to make it sustainable, sustainability of e-government. And I would just leave the floor here and would like my colleagues to just take the lead. Thank you very much.